I'm so overwhelmed.
I'm like almost worried that we're gonna find one that's better than Flax and we've just been using Flax this whole time.
What's up, guys? It's Kat and Dev from Two Market Girls. Welcome back to another Whatever Wednesday, and today we're doing science.
Science!
Cookie science.
Yes. One of the things that I think I saw Sweet Potato Soul do this on YouTube. So this is not my idea.
Science has been done before?
Science has been done before. So I saw Sweet Potato Soul do chocolate chip cookies with 3 different replacements for eggs for a vegan recipe. And I was like, that's really cool. I want to test that out. They were all replacements that generally I wouldn't have used anyways. In hers, like she replaced it with oat milk, which I didn't know was a replacement. Aquafaba, which we will test today, and then Flax. I wanted to like do that, but then test like even more for my own knowledge, but then also just for everybody else's knowledge. Because I think people forget that there's like so many different ways you can substitute for eggs. It's not just always Flax, and sometimes you don't always have Flax in your fridge.
Yeah, and I also think too, a lot of non-vegans are totally skeptical of any kind of egg replacer. Like, how could that possibly do?
Exactly. And also, I have been so loyal to the Flax egg for so long. I haven't even really tested that much of like, maybe there is something better out there. So we're gonna do science today.
Yeah, cookie science, our favorite kind of science.
Yeah. So we're each going to bake 4 batches of cookies. Both of us are making flax egg cookies because those are the ones we're used to. We know the taste. It's like the control.
Yes.
And then we're each doing 3 versions that we haven't done or just aren't the normal go-to ones that we do. So Devin, which 3 are you doing?
So I'm going to do one batch with applesauce in it. I'm going to do a batch with chia seeds as the eggs. And I'm going to do a batch with a pre-made egg replacer powder thing that I've used before.
And then I'm going to do a batch with vegan yogurt, a batch with Aquafaba, and then a batch with soda water, which I had never heard of, but I came across on the kitchen article, and I was like, I want to try this. So.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so we're gonna just kind of cook together and bake together, and then at the end we'll all eat cookies together.
We'll see how they turn out. What if it just gets messed up because I mess up?
I think, no, that's fine. You won't. That's why we have the control. If they're all messed up, we know why. We know it's you.
God, that's worse.
I think it's gonna be fine. You've made cookies before. It'll be fine.
Right.
And then for those that are wondering, we are just doing our chocolate chunk cookie recipe. Our real bougie chocolate chunk cookie recipe.
Yeah. Except I don't have potato chips to put in mine because they all got eaten apparently.
Which I'm so disappointed.
I thought there was so many downstairs and they're gone.
Okay, but so make sure to sprinkle some salt into your dough.
Okay. Well, actually, speaking of disappointment, I think you should tell people what you're doing today.
I don't wanna. Okay, so I sent Touch to the grocery store to get me stuff for today's video. And I don't know what it is, but the last few times that we've been to the grocery store, they haven't had the dark chocolate bar that I normally buy. It's President's Choice, just dark chocolate. It's the best chocolate around. It's so good. I love it for baking. So I had to settle.
Are those chocolate chips?
If you've watched our channel before, especially in a cookie video, you know how much I hate chocolate chips in a cookie. Because it's just it doesn't make sense. They don't melt. You don't get those puddles of chocolate. They don't have the same flavor. It's just I have nothing against chocolate chips. I have everything against chocolate chips in cookies. Everything against them. But I have to use them because the grocery store was mean. Everybody bought the chocolate. So yeah, now we're just gonna bake together. Hopefully it won't be chaotic.
12 seconds later.
I already forgot that this recipe uses melted butter. I'm like, what are we doing?
Devin completely forgot about our chocolate chunk cookie recipe. So I guess I should make the control first, huh? Flax?
Yeah. Wait, so you're done all of your butter already?
No, I just did 1 batch of the butter.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I guess I should do a second batch now and let that one cool while I make the dough of this one.
Yeah.
That's smart, Devin. Now we got our 2 butters. I guess I should make my flax egg. So everyone has seen this on our channel so many times, but making a flax egg. For a flax egg, it's 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed with 3 tablespoons of lukewarm water. We used to do cold water, but then we changed that because of Allie's cookbooks. A mix. And then we're basically just going to let that sit for a few minutes until it's nice and thick. More like an egg-like consistency. Let's make a batch of cookies. Let's turn the oven on. The oven's gonna be on for the next little while, it feels like.
I'll be done in 3 days.
Yeah, that feels accurate.
I tell you, Catherine, I tried to prep for this and I spent 30 minutes chopping up the chocolate that you freaking love chopped up.
And then I just used chocolate chips.
Yeah, and then you come on here like, I gotta use chocolate chips today.
It wasn't my fault. I didn't want to be like this. It just happened. Okay, so I just added a little vanilla to the egg, and then we're going to add this into our butter and sugar mixture. So the flax egg is going in. It's looking great.
You're already making a batch of cookies.
Yeah.
What the heck? Just like, look at all the prep. I'm so ready.
It's a control batch going into the oven.
Dun dun dun.
Time to make the next cookies. Aquafaba cookies. Cookies spread, what are you doing? The control is going weirdly.
Well, I'm losing all confidence already and I haven't done anything.
I'm gonna like really blame the chocolate chips if all of this goes wrong. Alright, this is the control cookie. I know, they look so sad. They look good. They look good, they're just like so different than the image of our photo of our original cookies, because they're just like not right. That's the flaxseed ones. I'm gonna let them sit on the baking sheet for a little bit and then transfer them to a wire rack where I'm going to label them so I don't forget, because I don't really see flax seeds in them, to be honest. I guess a little bit there. So I'm gonna forget. This one has so much chocolate in it. Oh god, I keep forgetting about the melted butter. Okay, so our second egg substitute is Aquafaba, which is just the liquid from a can of chickpeas. We're putting in 3 tablespoons for 1 egg, and we're gonna test that out. I'm also gonna add a little vanilla extract to this so we can add it into the batter. Mix here, I'm just going to add in my Aquafaba and vanilla. It is so weird not seeing flax in here. So I'm just gonna mix this all together for a minute or so it's nice and smooth.
Okay, so here's my flax egg, looking pretty flaxy. And yeah, I spilled sugar. And going in. Finally, I can make some cookies. Okay, so here's the dough from the flax. Looks pretty good. Time to get baking, finally.
Okay, so the dough does look different with the Aquafaba.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it looks like it's softer.
Oh.
So I'm curious if it'll bake thinner. That's with the Aquafaba. Also, it is super weird seeing a batter or a dough that doesn't have flakes of flax in it. It looks like just regular cookie dough. So we're gonna scoop it onto our baking sheet. I'm going to pop them in the oven. I will say, so they're in the oven. I will say something that I noticed with the Aquafaba ones is that I think it made more batter. Like, there looks like there's enough cookie dough left over to at least make another cookie or another half cookie, and the flax seeds didn't have that. So I'm already seeing a plus for the Aquafaba. Yogurt. It's 4 tablespoons of vegan yogurt per 1 egg is what I saw online. So I'm gonna try that. I didn't see anything particularly online about like the type of yogurt or anything like that, so I'm just using the one I normally buy, which is coconut milk vegan yogurt. So in order to get the most accurate measurement, I'm gonna do this by grams, which to do some math.
I feel like I don't even need a cookie scoop for this because it's so nice and doughy. And I don't have a cookie scoop. Is this right? Am I doing this right? I'm not ready for this science. Oh.
I really enjoy listening to the process of you make cookies.
Catherine's gonna be so jealous of these chunks.
I hate you.
Oh, did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that at all.
Looking, that's what they look like. That's how many I got. I hope this is okay.
The cookies are definitely different. The Aquafaba ones.
So these are them. They're definitely thinner than the other cookies already. But hopefully not too thin. I don't think they'll be too thin. They're looking okay. But they kind of look lumpy on top. I don't really know what that's about. Definitely look different than the other ones. They kind of look bigger. And I'm wondering if it's the Aquafaba that made it lighter. That's the flaxseed ones.
Okay, here's our ground chia seeds, and they are going in there to make the egg. So it's pretty much the same as a flax egg. We need water. Wow, it's already clumping a lot. Like, flax would have to sit for a while before it would clump like this. So Kat, you've not used the chia version before, right?
No.
It, like, immediately.
Wow, holy.
Yeah.
I'm so curious about this one.
I feel like this is actually a better egg than my flax was.
Like the consistency?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see how it changes the dough.
Me too.
Are your flax ones baking right now?
Yes.
How do they look?
Well, it's only, okay, it's been like 3.5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
They look good. They're pretty,
Okay.
but they look good.
Okay, good.
Okay. I'm going.
There is visibly a difference between the Aquafaba and the flax.
Oh.
They are different shaped cookies altogether.
Wow, okay.
Like the flax ones were more domed, these ones flattened out pretty evenly.
Okay, so like flat and they're spreading more?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay.
So the timer just went off. Like this is them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They look to me more like the classic cookie, except they're kind of lumpy. Like it's a weird texture on top. And I think it might be the Aquafaba because like when you mix it, you kind of beat the Aquafaba a bit, so it probably added some like air to it. So it should be interesting to see what the texture is of these when we can eat them.
Wow.
So this is the Aquafaba cookie, which like it's noticeably different, but like not in a bad way necessarily, though they're like weirdly lumpy on top. I don't know why, they kind of give me like, it's gonna sound gross, but like cottage cheese vibes. But they still look like good cookies, so I'm excited to try them. They look like they're like bigger and fluffier than the other cookies. The other cookies look like they're gonna be denser, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm curious. I don't know, I have high hopes for these ones. I don't know, something about them's giving me good vibes. So I'm gonna let them cool, and then I'll transfer them over to the wire rack as well.
Okay, just like look at how thick this egg is now. It is a clump. This clump needs to go into there. Slow. What is this? The science is weird. Let's see what happens. Ooh.
Like I'm actually shocked at how different they look. They look like completely different cookie recipes.
This is science.
Science is so cool. Like honestly, I think if in science class in high school they talked about baking more, I'd be more interested in science.
Right? Okay, flour going in. Okay, so there's the dough before the chocolate chips go in. I thought it was gonna be turn a little bit darker because of the chia seeds, and maybe it is tiny bit darker, but it looks pretty normal. Okay, they're done. I gotta say, so far, they look pretty much the same as the Flax ones.
Yeah.
Here's how they look. They're beautiful.
$58 grams of yogurt.
Okay, so I'm going to add in my vegan yogurt now. I added a little vanilla in here. I'm gonna add that in all at once, or I'll go half at a time, I guess. So that is the yogurt being mixed in. Looks pretty much like the other ones, except it is separating a little bit more than the other ones did. I don't know how big of a deal that'll be. I think it should be fine. This is the vegan yogurt egg, which, like, I think it looks similar to the Aquafaba, maybe a little thicker, not as, like, soft. But it's looking pretty much the same, especially in color. I think it looks pretty good. I think the big one here will be the spread and the texture. The spread, the texture, and the taste. I'm curious if we taste some sort of like sourness from the yogurt. So I'm just gonna scoop these and then get them in the oven. So this one also left a lot of cookie dough remaining, so I don't really know what happened with the flax egg one. But there was also an extra scoop of yogurt in this than normal. It was like 4 tablespoons of yogurt, so a quarter cup. So maybe that had something to do with it. But there's a whole extra like cookies worth of cookie dough in here, which is also nice.
Again, the dough pretty much looks the same, and this is my not fancy way of making my cookies. There we go. They look pretty similar, right?
But here are the yogurt cookies. They're my least favorite looks-wise so far, but who knows? I'm going to let them cool and then move them over to the cooling rack.
Oh my god, the next one I have to do is the carbonated water.
So weird.
Like, I don't really, I guess I get how it works, but I also don't understand why it would work.
No, I don't get it.
So this should be fun.
Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but these ones look like they're a little bit more rugged, rustic. They just like, look at the lumps compared to the Flax ones. But this is fresh out of the oven, so they could still, I don't know, they look funny though. They look like rocks.
So there's our sugar and butter mixture. We're going to add in our carbonated water and some vanilla extract to this. It's definitely separating. I don't think there's really anything I can do about that, unfortunately. So yeah, that one like completely separated. Yeah, I don't know, because it wasn't like cold or anything. It was room temperature, so we're gonna add in the flour and go from there. This is it right now. It's definitely the loosest. I don't know, but we gotta add in the chips and the chocolate, and we're gonna bake.
Okay, so this is the egg replacer that I have, that I've used before. Pretty simple ingredients. That's what's in it. And then you see you replace 1 egg with 1 teaspoon of egg replacer and 2 tablespoons of water. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what it looks like. It's very starchy. And I'm just gonna, it like kind of clumps almost right away, kind of like cornstarch would. So I'm just gonna mix it so that it's combined, and then I'll get the rest ready. Okay, so it's pretty smooth now. So we're good. Okay, so everything else is in there and mixed. So now this is the egg replacer going in. It's like a slurry. Get all in there. Let's see what happens. Looks looks very smooth, that's for sure. No speckles anywhere.
So this is the dough. It is still holding up. So like it'll hold its shape in the cookie scoop, but it is the softest by far.
There we go. Oh, it looks beautiful.
So they definitely look the wettest, which makes sense. That's what they're looking like so far. They're definitely gonna be the thinnest, but we will see. So they're definitely the thinnest. They spread the most, which makes the most sense, but I think they've stopped spreading. And if they stay at this thickness, they'd actually be a pretty good cookie, I think. There's still 4 minutes left to bake so far.
Pretty much the same. It might feel like kind of softer and a little bit moister, but could just be in my head. Looks pretty much the same. Okay, there we go. Do your thing.
Here's the carbonated water one.
Oh.
They actually look like they spread the most, but they also still look thick. So I'm curious if they're like super airy inside.
Yeah.
Intriguing, but they didn't get very browned on top, so.
Interesting. I will say, so far from mine, it looks like the Chia ones aren't flattening as much. Like, you know how they come out of the oven a little bit bigger and then they drop?
Yeah.
They're still pretty chunky.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because they were like almost too gelatinous.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Here's the carbonated water ones, which turned out way better than I thought they would. Like, they look like cookies.
The carbonated water ones definitely spread the most.
Oh.
They look really good.
Yeah.
They're thin, and I'm hoping they're still chewy on the inside, which I think they will be.
Yeah.
They feel very soft, so. Every cookie looks so different.
Yeah.
The two that look the closest are the flax egg and the yogurt. They look the most similar.
Okay. I think the egg replacer ones are looking pretty similar to the flax. They look bigger.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they spread a bit more, but maybe I also just had more dough. But they look great.
Oh, look at this is so much fun.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm really enjoying this.
Okay, here's the egg replacer ones right out of the oven. So definitely not as much height as the Chia. I think they spread more too. They definitely look bigger, but not too much different from the flax, except for no speckles. Okay, so for the applesauce ones, it's just 4 tablespoons of applesauce going in. Okay, let's see what happens. So it looks pretty smooth. Obviously, it's a bit more runny than the other ones were at this point, but let's add in the flour. Okay, definitely a lot more moist. Okay, so since this one is obviously a lot softer, I'm not rolling it with my hands. I can't really do this with one hand, so this looks extra, but like, that's what it looks like. Very rustic looking dough. But here we go. Not what we expected. Very different from the others, that's for sure. Why you only bake on half the cookie? Ooh, baked. Oh, nice and golden. Pale, super pale. What's that about? They really spread, that's for sure. Fun times, science times. They're still too fragile to really like move.
Yeah.
But they're very like thin and soft.
But they're kind of like the carbonated water ones, very thin.
I think so, yeah. They spread a lot, so they're pretty big.
Interesting.
Very delicate.
I'm so excited to try them.
I know.
So those are the flaxseed, the aquafaba, carbonated water, and yogurt. All so different.
Here's the flax ones. Final results. They're all cooled. Chia looking a little bit chunky, but that's okay. They're rustic. And egg replacer final results. These ones look really good, I think. They are definitely comparable with the flax, just on appearance alone. Pretty happy with how they turned out. And here's how the applesauce ones look. Definitely thinner, not as evenly baked.
Got one of each over on a plate. There's my cookies. Look how different they all look.
Wow. Oh, how do I show you mine? Here, I have them all in front of me. Can you see them?
Whoa, they look all so different. Which ones? Okay, should we try the flax ones first to get our baseline?
Yes, yeah.
So this is my flax one.
This is my flax one.
So they're similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I would say this is how it normally looks when I make it. So.
All right, these are the ones we have like all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
A delicious chocolate chip cookie.
Perfect mix of chewy with some crisp.
Mm-hmm. You're so good. Seriously, if you haven't made this recipe yet, go make it.
Yeah.
Which one are you trying first?
I feel like, well, see, the egg replacer one looks very similar to the flax one. So should I try that one next?
Okay, then I'll do the yogurt too, because they look very similar to the flax too.
Okay.
These are the next closest.
It looks similar in size and texture.
Yeah. All right, this is the yogurt one.
I'm not sure that I can tell a difference. They're pretty similar.
I think these are like, the yogurt ones are like slightly chewier. They do have like the smallest hint of like a tang in there, but it's not too bad.
It's hard to believe that you wouldn't be able to taste the yogurt. So,
right?
Yeah.
It's good though. If I only had yogurt on hand, I'd eat this cookie still. I'm gonna go with my Aquafaba one next.
Is that the one that spread a lot? No.
That's the in-between. So this one to me looks like the perfect cookie, the Aquafaba one.
Wow.
Yeah. The one that spread a lot was the carbonated water.
Okay, well, here's my chunky chia seed.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
It looks like a scone almost.
Yeah.
It's so lumpy.
Oh, are you ready for this? I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, it's thick.
Are you ready for this? Oh.
I'm sorry. That was so funny.
That is very thick.
Right?
This is mine. Mine looks like, honestly, like if you picture a chocolate chip cookie, this is the cookie I'd picture.
That's the clip art. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a slightly different taste.
Yeah? Is it a good thing?
I mean, I think it's fine because it's very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it's still like soft and chewy inside. I kind of like the chunkiness of it.
I really like the Aquafaba one.
Wow.
It's just like, it's a good thickness. So it's very chewy, but it's also very crunchy, which I really like in a cookie, especially the edges. And it's just like, there is something to say about a visually appealing cookie. What you expect a cookie to look like.
Yeah.
I really like this one. I will say it looks like not as smooth as I'd want my cookie to look normally. Like there's kind of like chunky bits, but I think it's my favorite one. But also honestly, the flavors haven't been that different.
No.
And even the textures haven't been much different either.
Well, until these last ones.
Basically, the only one, I would say the flax one was just a little chewier. It was just thicker. All right, are you ready for the last one? Okay, I will say, I love the look of the carbonated water ones.
Yeah?
I think they look like ones you get at a bakery.
Yeah.
Or
that's true.
chocolate, but or like when you buy from the grocery store in like that plastic container of cookies.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah, these are like super delicate. I feel like I can taste the applesauce, and also it's too soft in the
Yeah.
middle. Yeah. Like the outside is so golden brown that I wouldn't want to bake it longer,
Yeah.
but the inside is too soft.
Yeah.
And I can definitely taste applesauce right now.
I feel like there's something like because it's just water, I feel like there's just something missing from it. Like that extra little bit of nutty flavor or something, but it's not bad. Like I really like it. It's definitely airier. It's not as chewy. Like the cookie disappears quicker, but I still really like it. It's still crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. I would do this one again.
Okay, wow.
They're all so different, but they're all kind of the same. It's weird.
Yeah.
I really like this one. I didn't think I would like it as much because it's just freaking water. It is much softer than all the other ones.
Like in a good way?
I think so. The edges are still crunchy and like still crispy, but the center is super soft. I think this is what people would expect to get from a cookie.
Wow.
Yeah. I think like I take everything back negative that I said about the carbonated water ones when I was watching them bake because they were like a roller coaster. Like they looked like they were going to be paper thin. The carbonated water one to me, when I try all of them, tastes the most familiar.
Weird.
Yeah. Like if you're going to give any to a non-vegan, that's actually the one that I think would be the best bet.
Wow, okay.
What about you? What was your favorite? Or what were the major differences between them?
I mean, I do really like the egg replacer. I think it holds up. It's consistent across all of the cookies. Good texture. I will not do the applesauce again.
I didn't think so. I think you would taste it too much.
And I do. I really do. And it's weird. And it didn't cook right. But like, I know fruit puree is a thing in cookies. And like, I was going to try pumpkin, but I realized I didn't have pumpkin. And pumpkin works really well.
Yeah, like we have a recipe for it in one of our ebooks. And like, it's really good if you want to add like a pumpkin-y flavor to it. But if you want
think it tastes like pumpkin though.
Oh, really? You didn't think
Yeah.
so?
That's why I like those so much.
Huh. Well, pumpkin works better than applesauce.
Yes. That was my point.
When it comes to fruit purees.
Exactly. The chia ones, they're fine. Sometimes you want a chunkier cookie. I think there's a different taste to them, but maybe it's in my head.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't not use it again, but it wouldn't be my first or second choice.
What would be your go-to like from now on? If you like have a non-vegan recipe that you need to veganize the eggs in, what would you go to?
For cookies?
Sure. Cookies or like banana bread or something like that. What would your go-to be?
I think my go-to would still be either Flax or the egg replacer because I really do. I use both of them pretty frequently.
Yeah, my go-to. So Flax I just always have on hand, which is why it's an easy go-to. But I want to try more with the carbonated water because I'm so curious. Because I really
try the muffins.
Yeah, I want to try muffins. I also want to try banana bread. I think that would be really good. I want to try more with it because it just has such a familiar flavor to it, and I think it's the softness of it, but it just tastes so much like those like childhood chocolate chip cookies you would get. But no, I really like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, we should do more science like this. So in the comments, tell us either what your go-to egg replacement is when you're baking, which of these you might want to try or surprised you, and what other science experiments do you want to see us do?
Yeah, like would you also, we talked about doing ones of like non-dairy milk or butters or something like that, but would you want us to do like this again, just with a different baked good? Like, do you want us to do banana bread or something like that, where it's just like, because all baked goods are different and what you require eggs for is different based on the baked good, right? So do you want us to do that again? Because like I really like these egg experiments.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys like this because I want to do it again.
Yeah, it was overwhelming and a lot of work, but it was worth it for the science and for the cookies we get to eat now.
Yeah, I will say, like, if you are someone who enjoys baking, I would recommend doing this too, because it is a lot of fun and you discover things that you wouldn't have thought of otherwise. So,
yeah.
Did we say don't forget to subscribe and all that stuff?
Make sure you subscribe, comment, thumbs up, and share it with somebody who else who might want to know about this cookie science.
Cookie science.
Anybody who has doubts about vegan egg replacers, send them this science.
Like, there's so many to choose from. Just pick your favorite. If you're trying to veganize a cookie recipe, there's only one type of egg. There's so many different types of vegan egg substitutes.
Magic, science, both.